Hi, hello. Nobody here at the moment. I'm all alone to be alone. I'm sure somebody will join in very quickly because I'm actually a little bit late. Hi, Amanda. I knew somebody would come in soon. Oh, I'm going to move my coffee. Just made myself a nice warm hot coffee. Well, warm hot. What's that? No, hot coffee. Thank you, my thumbs up. Already people have got me thumbs up. Thank you so much. I'll wait while a few more people. Oh, you were the first, but you didn't speak. Yeah. The weather has been thundering and lightning and chucking it down. I said, chucking it down. Stair rods we've had today. Yeah. Hi, Munchkin. Yes, it's been a wonderful day. Not. Oh, you said good evening, did you? Well, I don't know where it went, dear, because it disappeared. I did not get it, dear. Didn't get it. The wonders of YouTube, as usual. Yes, the wonderful, wonderful YouTube. It's always doing something strange. Yeah, technically, yeah. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I'm trying to match the second sleeve with the first. And when you didn't have a pattern for your first sleeve, it's a little bit tricky doing the second sleeve to match the first one. But of course, I don't write anything down, do I? I don't know. Oh, hello, Lizzie. Hello. I'm trying to work out what I actually did on the first sleeve so I can match the second sleeve. So it could be a bit hit and miss, but it's for me, so it doesn't really matter if it's imperfect because I'm not perfect. Might surprise you, actually, might surprise you, but I really am not perfect. I'm in a jolly mood today because my parcel got to my lady. It's been throwing it down, thundering, lightning, which I hate. I am petrified of it. As I explained in my other video, my dad tried hard to make me not afraid of thunder and lightning, but sadly he failed because I don't like it. My ex-husband used to think it was hilarious because I was like trying to find something to crawl under. You know, put my head under the covers in bed and put the pillow over my head and anything to blot out the noise. I just don't like thunder and lightning. It's like people who have an irrational fear of spiders and things. Well, I'm thunder and lightning. Although I'm not mad about spiders. One of my knit club ladies has got spiders, tarantulas. Oh. Hi, Jean. How are you? I keep meaning to text you, love, but I've been a bit preoccupied this week with that missing parcel. It sort of threw me off my stride. So now I know that she's got it, and she hadn't. Well, she'd opened it, but she hadn't expanded it, if you know what I mean. So I am hoping that she likes them. You know, she hasn't said yes or no yet. I mean, she might hate them. I hope not. And I've done something to my shoulder muscle. Not my muscle, you know, right down. I call them by me wings, yeah. I used to always tell my dad I had wings. You know, I don't know what the technical name is for them, but I call them wings. Well, I've got a pain in them. It's just a muscle spasm, probably. I don't remember doing anything, but then you don't always remember, do you? You've got thunder there as well, have you? Oh, you've been decorated. Oh, well, right, yeah. I was going to say pop round here, but I can't. Because Trish does the decorating. Battleship grey, usually. When I have to decorate in here, I'm going to change it. I don't mind the wallpaper, but I'm getting fed up with the white walls, yeah. I'm thinking of painting them well, not me painting them because I can't do it, but thinking of getting a different colour for the walls besides white. I did white because we were rushing about and, my daughter-in-law kept bringing me paint samples of colours that I didn't like. They were all wishy-washy. And in the end, I just said, oh, just get white, yeah. So it wasn't what I wanted, really, but she kept bringing me pastel colours, mostly grey. And I said, no. It's okay, but it's very, very white, Jean. Like if you go round the other way, woo, I can turn the camera around without putting my fingers in the way. The rest of that room is very, very white. I've only got the one wall where I've got any colour. I mean, I chose colourful curtains and I've got a royal blue suite. Well, it's not a suite, it's just a sofa. And I've got brightly coloured cushions. I can show you one of the cushions if I can see it because, oh, Rosie nibbled it. Oh, gosh. These are the cushions I've got, cushion covers, but Rosie took a fancy to one of them and she nibbled through it, but that's what I've got on my sofa. I love anything like that, a bit of bling. But as I can say, beyond the pale. I don't know why I've kept it, really. Oh, dear. Might make a good project bag if I sew it up a bit. Although I've got a lot of project bags. But the zip on this is in the middle, so... yeah. You love the cushion covers. I did. I've had to buy another one, obviously, because of the... She's chewed one of the others as well. Don't know why she likes to chew fabric. She does. She chews socks. She chews hats. She absolutely adores pom-poms on hats. She loves them. What have we got? Christine Omdal. Good for the beginner. Velvet crochet something. Oh, scrunchy pattern. I can't wear a crochet scrunchie. My hair's too skinny. I've got really thin hair. So it would have to be a really, really tiny scrunchie for a baby with no hair. I wish I had more hair, but hey ho. I had hoped if I went grey, my hair would thicken up, if I stopped putting the bleach on it, but it's only going that horrible colour of grey. It's not going the lovely white colour. My mum and all her sisters went this beautiful colour of silver grey white. All of them went that colour. What colour have I gone? Battleship grey. I have got white bits at the side, but the rest of it, if you can see, it's grey. I do not want to be a grey-haired old lady. I want to be a white-haired old lady. I want to skip the grey bit. So every time I think, no, I'm fed up with this, I'm going to grow it out, then maybe I'll get thicker hair. And then I look at the grey roots and I think, no. Thinner hair, but blonde. Oh dear. My teeth are still rough. One of these days I'll get new choppers. Maybe when I get them all taken out and get a new set, and then maybe I'll get proper teeth. These are not eating teeth, if you know what that means. They're not eating teeth. Oh, come on, there's 26 of you and I've only got 9 thumbs up. Thumbs, thumbs, thumbs in the air, people. People, thumbs in the air. It's bad enough YouTube messing about. I mean, I feel sorry for anybody who's starting off in YouTube now because they've changed all the rules. You've not only got to have so many thousand followers now, you've got to have so many hours for watch time and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not bothered really because I don't do this for money. Doesn't bother me. I don't put the effort in, if you know what I mean. Leon's 18 tomorrow. Are you having a party? You having a party for him, or are you going out with his mates? Yeah. Or are you just having a party at home? Oh, I've gone all hot and bothered. Ooh, I'm a bit too old for hot flashes. I don't know whether it's that light that's coming on. Excuse me. Yeah, you'll have to excuse the straps. I need to take my cardi off for a minute. I can't wear a strapless bra. Well, I haven't got one and I'm not going to buy one. Oh, he's been with his mum, has he? Maybe you can see him tomorrow, Nathan. Does he not like coming over anymore? Oh, that's nice. It won't help me hot flush, will it? Yeah, this dress needs a strapless bra, but I've only got a couple of dresses that would need a strapless bra, so it's not worth the expense of buying one. I mean, they're so expensive these days if you get a decent one. And I mean, the cheap ones don't hold you up together. Sorry, men. Do they not, girls? No, they don't hold you up, these cheap ones. Good evening, Connie. Good evening. Oh, it's a long story. You can tell me another day, Nathan. Right. Tell me in private, if you know what I mean. I'm just elated that my lady's got her parcel. Yeah, I thought it was gone forever. I was so upset. I mean, obviously, I would have refunded her as best as I could, but I'd already spent some of the money. You know, I had my teeth done. So it would have been a bit of a problem. I might have been asking you what good go fund me. Please, can you lend me some money while I pay my lady back? But fortunately, it hasn't come to that. She's got her parcel. I knew when I was spending it, like, you know, on my teeth and that, I thought, now, should you be doing this? Because what if the parcel's gone missing? You know, you'll have to give her the money back, because obviously I would do, because I'm not, you know, I'm that kind of person. I would be. I'm hopefully honest and, you know. So she's got it though. She hadn't even opened it. She just showed me that it had arrived. But she said it was 90 degrees over there and it was too hot and she was going to open it in the evening. So I just hope she's liked them. It's probably too hot for her to try them on, isn't it? Oh, there's me. I didn't have much tea actually because I've missed a meal, so I'll probably be chomping at the bit now. Oh gosh, I had visions of it because my son had sucked all the air out of it, as you know, into one of those bags. I had visions of it starting to, you know, somebody poking it with a pin or something and it starting to leak and expanding and bursting open out the tape. But it looks she sent me a picture of the parcel and it looked just exactly how. Oh, my shoulder pains. It only started about an hour ago. I thought, oh, what was that? I know it's muscular, it's nothing serious. I don't remember moving in a funny position, but obviously I have. You don't always remember what you do. Ah, good evening, my knit saloon. Good evening from northern Sweden. And is it raining in northern Sweden? Because it's pouring down here. Oh, that tastes so good. I had bacon for my breakfast and I've been thirsty all day. Well, we're waiting for Chris to arrive. He forgets, I don't know, when he's packing up to move, isn't he? So we'll let him off. He's preoccupied. Well, there's nobody here except me. The family's gone to Scotland and they took the dogs. I never thought I'd get so excited because they've took the dogs. Yeah. It's just so nice to have the house to myself. Only for a couple of nights, but it's just so nice not to have to be worrying where they are and stuff. It's rain and streaking sunshine. Oh, there's no sunshine here at all. Thunder, lightning, and hammering down rain. Yeah. And when I was doing my video, there was a plane buzzing about. I don't know whether it's a helicopter or what it was. I did not stop the video to go and have a look. And would you believe next door the other way? It's a community house next door that way. Like where they look after men in the community. I don't want to be rude about this. How can I put it? They obviously need, maybe they got a touch of special needs that they need looking after. But anyway, they were having the lawn mowed in the rain. I thought, I hope it's not electric. Anyway, he can't have been electrocuted because he drove away, so it must have been petrol driven. I need to scratch my back now. My back's not only sore, it's itchy. There you are. Instrument of torture. I need to scratch my back. Oh, that's lovely. Oh. I used to say that to my ex, will you scratch my back? And he used to say, no, scratch your own back. He was a miserable so. He wouldn't do anything like that. I can remember when I was pregnant, my feet were like two little balloons. And the midwife said to him, you need to massage your wife's feet. And he went, oh, no. He said, I'm not touching her feet. What happened to these new dads that do everything for their wives when their wives are pregnant? Mine was like, why? What do you mean you haven't made tea? Because your feet are like balloons and you've had to lie down. He said it's very convenient. You always get swollen feet and you always want to lie down when it's tea time. He wasn't a modern man. Definitely not a modern man. You know, he was the one that, men don't do anything with the babies. Yeah, he never changed a nappy. I think he fed him twice, only when I made the bottle. He definitely, he was one of the old-fashioned men. Men go out to work and women do all the work at home. Yeah. Only the fact was I was going out to work as well. So I had to go out to work, look after the baby and cook his meals and do his washing and everything. I think he wanted a Stopford wife. Yeah. Oh, dear. I used to do it, though. I was young and stupid. I mean, the me now would have just told him when he got off, How long was I married? Sadly, about 20-odd years. Because I didn't have it. There you are, want you to see me necklace. I didn't have anywhere else to go. I couldn't afford a place of my own. And my mum and dad wouldn't take me back, so I was kind of stuck with him. So, I was with him about 20-odd years. Can't remember. I don't keep dates. Oh, you missed all the hellos. Hello, Connie. Oh, he was non-tactile with a baby. No, we didn't want to know. Never took it out for a walk, never took it with him when he went to play football or anything. If he was going up the street, you know, to the shops, I used to say, take the baby. No, 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 I'm rushing. I don't want the pram, I'm rushing. What I realised later was he didn't want anybody to know he was married, yeah. Was he a good dad when he got older? No, he was rubbish. I don't know why my son's so attached to him. Hello, Clover Stitcher. Thank goodness he doesn't watch my lives or any of my videos. One day he might and he'll get a shock. He'll be going, I wasn't like that. Oh, yes, you were. You've just got a convenient memory. Never mind, perhaps his new wife's tamed him. I don't want another one. It just put me off for life. I envy people who have a good, happy marriage. I really do. My mum and dad, I mean, they had their rows, don't get me wrong, because they worked together all day long. So they couldn't get away from each other, if you know what I mean. So my mother was an always right person. She was always right. My poor dad, you know, I used to say, why don't you stick up for yourself? Why don't you tell her? And he used to say, it's not worth it, not worth it. So he used to go away and mutter in a corner. I used to be the one who was sticking up for him, saying, don't say that to my dad, you know, don't do that. And my mum would be, Mrs. Always Right, yeah, that was my mum. She never ever admitted that she'd done something wrong. Now me, I'm just like me dad, you know. I'm easygoing. That's why I stayed with my husband, isn't it? You know, and if I do something wrong, I'm the first one to say, oh, sorry. Sorry, that was me, sorry. Yeah. Hi, Denise. Oh, gosh, it even hurts my shoulder when I'm getting me cup. Oh, what have I done? Obviously, I need a rub down with a nice young man. Only a rub down. I don't want nothing else. Yeah. We all get those Instagram people, don't we? You know, oh, you're looking lovely today. Oh, you're so nice. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. Yeah. Will you send me a message back? I'm like, no, go away. You're obviously a scam. I am not that lonely. I'm not that stupid to believe that on the other end of there is a happy young man. Oh, dear. Oh, Instagram's terrible. You know, do they think we're that daft that we're going to believe it? That this handsome, gorgeous man, who's obviously about 25, ha, ha, is going to be interested in an old fogey like me? Give over. You know, for a fact, it's got to be a scam. It's got to be some other person, some creepy old man or something on the other end that's just borrowed somebody's picture, yeah? Oh, gosh, yeah. They've tried it on with me. And I played along with one night because I was a bit bored. And when he started saying he wanted money, I went, well, you picked the wrong money, darling, you know. I said, I've got an overdraft. Will that do? Because at the time I was desperately broke. I said, I've got an overdraft. I said, I'm up to my credit limit on my credit card, which I wasn't, but I told him that. I said, so there's no way I can send you a penny. And funny enough, he suddenly remembered he had to go somewhere. Oh, dear. Hi, Judy. Hi, Lizzie. Yeah, I'm so happy it reached there as well. I was getting so worried because when I posted it, I said, how long will it take? And they said 3 to 7 days. Well, it took 24 or 25 days to get there. It wasn't the fact that it was late going there. It was the fact that they denied all knowledge of it, you know. They kept saying, no, we can't find it. No, we don't know where it is. That was what was worrying me. You know, if they'd have said it's been delayed or it's here or it's there, I wouldn't have been so worried. But when they denied all knowledge of it, that was panicking and just told me to fill in a compensation form, which obviously I haven't done because the parcel's arrived now. But, and a friend of mine, she sent a canvas, you know, she paints, she sent a canvas to America. She got it back yesterday. Wet through, wringing wet through, and flat as a pancake. She doesn't know whether the canvas will dry flat or whether it will dry wavy. She doesn't know. So she's claiming off the post office for it, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know, Denise. I went to Turkey with a friend one time, and these young waiters used to come and lie at the side of me. And they used to say, "You're wasting your time, sunshine, because I haven't got no money." "Well, can we come and stay with you? Will you sign for us to come to England?" I'm like, "No." I said, "I can't. I haven't got any money." And, you know, I used to tell everybody I don't own my own house. As soon as you say you rent, they're not interested. Oh. Eventually, we got the bloke that owned the hotel. He said, "I'll come down to the beach with you," me and my friend. And he just came in his trunks and lay at the side of us. And every time anybody came anywhere near, he just gave them a mouthful in Turkish. They stopped doing it after a while. Mm. Oh, I know. I don't know why they believe these handsome young men are going to fall in love with them. I mean, there's a woman on the telly not long back. She was about 80. And she had this very, very handsome young, I think he was Arabic or something. "Oh, he wants to marry me." You know, I thought, yeah. Soon as he gets his visa to stay, he'll be off. He's not going to want to sit there and look after an 80-year-old woman. Give over. There must be desperately lonely women that fall for this. You know, the minute anybody starts anything chatting me up, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, all right. Mm-hmm." I'm very quick to tell them I live with my son. I don't live on my own. No. If they were really, really interested in me as a person, that wouldn't put them off, would it? The fact that you say you don't own your own house and you live with your son. It's all a pack of lies, but I mean, but it sorts out the wheat from the chaff, doesn't it, if you know what I'm saying? Because if they only want you for the money, they wouldn't want you and all your baggage. Yeah, well, you just make it up as you go along, Denise, yeah. You just say, "Yeah, I've got 14 kids at home." And they all want paying for because they're at university, you know. Oh, you tell them a pack of lies, yeah. As I say, there's some women that I don't know why they get their head turned. I don't know why. Are they so desperate, you know? Yeah. Well, anybody who came here, they took one look at my son then and the dogs. The dogs wouldn't let him in for a starter. Rosie would bite him. You're getting rid of all the wasps. What, literal wasps, or you mean male wasps that are buzzing round your channel? Yeah, I'm allergic to wasps. Mind you, that one that stung me under my arm. My son said, "Go put vinegar on it." Vinegar didn't work. And then I remembered aloe vera. I could recommend aloe vera. The following day, you could not see a trace of where the wasp had bitten me. In your country, they come older women looking for these lovely weirdos. Or male wasps, yeah. Hi, Christine. I'm doing well because my parcel got delivered, so I'm quite happy today. I'm in a happy mood. As far as health goes, we don't talk about that. I think I've had too many bangs on my head. I was talking about that today on my video. When I fell off my scooter and banged my head in Iceland. Oh, I was so embarrassed. I'm going, fine, I'm fine, fine. I wasn't. I was full of bruises the following day. And I got a duck egg on my head because I'd banged my head when I fell off my scooter. But I did not want them to call an ambulance or anything. I thought, no, don't want no fuss. Let me go, let me go, let me go home. Let me cover myself in arnica for the bruises, you know. But every time I fall backwards and I bang my head. So they keep saying, oh, these bangs on the head with footballers gives them Alzheimer's. I think, oh dear. My brains must have been rattled more times than I don't know what. Hopefully I've got a thick head. Oh dear. My friend came to the cafe the other day and I said to her, what's with your face? And she went, carpet burns. And I went, oh, why? And she went, no, I fell. She said, I always fall forward and then slide along the carpet. The other week she had one right down her nose and her chin. I said to her, you need a walking frame, you're dangerous. She's a lot younger than me, though, and she likes to think that she's, you know. It's very hard to sort of admit to yourself that you're getting older and you are not as particularly able as you used to be. It's not a thing that you like to admit, you know, because it's like old, frail, little old lady syndrome, and you think, that's not me. That's not me. I'm fine. And then you get up off the chair and fall over, and you think, well, perhaps it is. I don't see myself as getting old. I do when I look in the mirror and think, oh my God, another wrinkle. Or another laughter line is what I like to call them. So as my friend said, nothing is that funny. But I do laugh a lot, so that's probably why. Yeah. You're 60. Oh, you're just a chicken, Christine. 65. I'm 77. 77 Sunset Strip. Really showing me age now. There was a thing on Facebook saying, what do you remember from TV that people will not know what you're talking about today? And I said, Muffin the Mule. Nobody ever remembers Muffin the Mule unless they're my age. She was called Annette something or other. And this little clippity-cloppity horse used to come across the grand piano. Big black strings, you know, it was obviously a puppet. Yeah. They never even bothered to hide the strings, you know, big black string. We like Muffin, Muffin the Mule, good old Muffin playing the fool. We want Muffin, everybody sing. We want Muffin the Mule. She used to play the piano. Well, you don't have a lot of choice, do you, to be honest with you? You've got to grow old. You can't fight it. Although a lot of people in Hollywood and things like that are fighting it, aren't they? You know, with their Botox and their facelifts and the Lord knows what. I mean, in the end, your body will let you down. You can have as many facelifts as you feel like, you know, but you're still the same age inside, aren't you? I don't get it, really. I really. If my face was my fortune, maybe, and I relied upon it to get jobs, say, for example. But I would have liked to have thought that if I was in Hollywood and I'd been in films when I was younger, I would have accrued enough money to put by for my old age. You know, I would have had a good pension scheme or something. But maybe I'm just very practical or something like that. You know, I wouldn't want to be dragging my old body round, around plastic surgeons and getting fake boobs and, no. Oh, I don't know. With Madonna, she's supposed to have had a bacterial ailment. I mean, she could have caught anything, all those facelifts she's having. She could have got some kind of MRSA or anything. You don't know what you're doing. It's bad enough having to have operations that are life-saving, because when they invade your body, germs can get in. No matter how careful they are, germs can get in. So, I mean, my poor mum died with MRSA from a hip operation, yeah. I bet she wouldn't admit to it, Christine. All this like 28-year-old boyfriends. Come on, Madonna, who are you trying to fool? You remember Muffin the Mill, do you? Yeah. I don't know who I'm the same age as. I thought I shared a birthday with Tina Turner, then I found out she was born on a different day. So I'm not sure who I share a birthday with. Or who shares my birth year, kind of thing. I don't think I've got anybody famous on my day, on my year. I don't know. Oh dear. They probably look they probably look 10 years younger than me. When's my birthday? The 25th of November. I should have been born on the 5th, but as usual, I was late. 25th of November, 1945. So you can all work it out on your fingers. I'm 77. Mm-hmm. 77 Sunset Strip. Was it Cookie was in that? Cookie, lend me your comb. Cookie. Everybody loved Cookie. They all thought he used to be combing his hair, didn't he? He was the bloke who used to park the cars, wasn't he? In 77 Sunset Strip, if I remember rightly. I know I used to watch it, but I get a little bit. I think Ephraim Zimbalist was in it as well, wasn't he? I can't remember what it was all about. Was it a detective? Can anybody else remember it? Of course, I was born in 1955. She said laughingly. I was watching, there was nothing on the telly this afternoon, so I finished up watching hits of the 60s, and I was singing along there, and I'm like, oh my God, who's that? Oh, who's them? Who's them? And I'm Googling everybody, like, oh my God, they've all died, you know. Very old Police Story. Oh, I used to watch a lot of those, yeah. Mum used to watch it, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was born in 1955. If. If I was born in 55. Ha, ha, ha. I know I was a bit late, but I wasn't that late. I wasn't 10 years late. Oh, dear. No, I used to watch that. I mean, the programmes I used to watch ages ago are far better than the ones that are on now. I used to watch like Cagney and Lacey, Beverly Hillbillies, and I bet none of you are old enough to remember Dragnet. That was black and white. Dragnet. Do, do, do. Yeah. Or Quatermass. Bet you don't remember that, do you? Quatermass. or Journey into Space. That used to be on the radio. Oh, Heartbeat just, it wasn't made in the 60s. It was just used the music of the 60s, didn't it? I never really watched that, to be honest with you. I don't know why I never watched it. I just never did. You either start watching something and then continue watching it, or you never start watching it at all. I mean, I never watched any of the soaps. I never watched like Hollyoaks and stuff like that, Crossroads and stuff. I never watched any of that. I think beads have gone skew with to straighten them up in case Shad comes out. Ooh, he always wants to know which beads I'm wearing. No, I never watched Crossroads or anything like that. We used to watch Dixon the Dot Green because my dad used to like that. That was a police thing, yeah. Gene Pitney was on, what, the 60s? Oh, I used to like Gene Pitney. The one I liked the best is when the drummer in ELO was born. Oh, was he? I've seen them once. Years ago, obviously. ELO, like, oh, hello. I saw the ELO, the Electric Light Orchestra. I saw them once when I was young. Kojak, oh, yeah. My dad loved Kojak. He always watched that. Then there was another one we used to watch. I think it was called Serpico or something. Hi, Chris. Oh, I shouldn't have waved. I've hurt my shoulder. See what I do to say hello to you, Chris. I wave my sore arm. Have you been cooking? What have you been making for your tea? I'm actually starving. I wasn't that. I had my tea very, very early. And I just had a tin of Irish stew. I just had a little tin of Irish stew, so I'm quite hungry actually. You made broccoli soup with garlic bread. Oh, there is a garlic bread in the fridge, but I can't eat it on its own. It's a bit dry. Oh, Randall and Hopkirk Deceased, yeah. I used to watch that. And The Saint. The Saint with Roger Moore and then with Ian Ogilvy. And that other one that was Roger Moore and Tony Curtis, what was that one? Well, he was a lord, and of course, Tony Curtis wasn't, obviously. But Roger Moore was Lord somebody or other. I can't remember what that was called. Oh, my shoulder's killing me now. Ow, what have I done? Oh, can you nip round here and massage my shoulder, somebody? Oh, it's killing me. And I can't remember what I've done. Oh, me garments. It's on the chair. I had to take it off. I was getting a bit hot. Roger Moore? No, I don't think he is he? No, I think he passed away last year or the year before. You have to think, don't you, these days, who's alive and who's dead? I mean, some that you think are dead, you think, oh my God, they're still alive, they're 80-something. I looked somebody up the other day and he was nearly 90. And I thought, oh, blimey, he's still here, yeah. Maddox. No, I don't remember that one. I used to watch that one with the coroner. Quincy, that was it. I used to watch Quincy MD. I spent half the time, Jean, Googling who they were. I'm like, who were they? are they still around? And you're like, what was it, Sam the Sham and there's something. They're all dressed like pharaohs. I remember thinking, oh my God, who are they? Oh, I've gone all out. I don't know why I've gone all out. Yeah, I was trying to remember, like Georgie Fabe, Alan Price. They were all on today. But it was the more obscure ones, you know, the ones that were like one-hit wonders. And you're like, who were they? And there was somebody there that was whistling. And the song was called I Was Kaiser Bill's Batman. And I'm thinking, I bet he's not around now. Whistling, somebody or other. Oh. Hello, Melly. Hello, hello. Oh, that 90-Day Fiancé. No, I've not watched that. The Persuaders, that's what it was called, yeah. Quite who or what they were persuading, I really don't know. But it was called The Persuaders, you're right. And then we all, of course, used to watch Charlie's Angels, didn't we? With Farrah Fawcett Major, not the new one. The good old one with Farrah Fawcett Major's in, yeah. And we all wanted our hair to flick like hers, yeah. With my little skimpy hair, I had got no chance. Yeah. And then it was Mission Accomplished or something. Mission Impossible, that was it. Used to watch that. Then I used to watch the one with, was that Mission Impossible? With that bloke who used to wear all that, a black guy used to wear all that jewellery. Yeah, I watched Ironside, yeah. And Perry Mason, actually, before Ironside. Yeah, the A-Team, that's the one, A-Team. When they had to drug him to get him on the plane because he wouldn't fly, would he? I think he's still around somewhere. I mean, he must be as old as the hills now. I think all the others have died off, haven't they? B.A. Baracus, yeah, that's the one. Oh, oh dear me. We've got Chris and Christine. Where's the other Chris gone? Do you remember when we had another Chris? And everybody kept saying, is that Chris a male or a female? And she kept saying, no, I'm a female. Many YouTube have been messing about with people's names. I got a letter the other day saying that they were changing handles and names and things like that, yeah. Yeah, Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz. Was it Lucy Liu that used to be in Sherlock, you know, with Benedict Cumberbatch? Can't remember who that was. He had a lady that was very oriental looking. I don't know whether it was Lucy Liu. It was it? Yeah. I used to like watching that, but it went a bit strange at the end when he was dead and then he wasn't dead and then he jumped off and he suddenly reappeared after years, yeah. Yeah, she was in the Mr. Holmes, yeah. I used to like that other one, you know, with him with the moustache. What would you call? In Hawaii. The detective used to drive around in a car, fancy car. Yeah, Frost was good, wasn't it? Yeah. Magnum PI, yeah, that's the one. Tom Selleck, that was it. Everybody wanted to be Tom Selleck, didn't they, with the moustache and everything. Manchester Evening News, Weatherspoons pulls a what? Evacuated. Oh, a pub evacuated due to flooding. Oh, that's in Manchester. It must be raining hard again as usual. If Weatherspoons is flooded. I keep trying to get the angle right. I either cut my head off or I cut my beads off or whatever. Sorry about this if I'm giving you a headache or making you go a bit dizzy. Yeah, when it rains in Manchester, they don't clear the grids or anything. It's like everywhere else, isn't it? They don't clear the grids. What I get is taxi drivers who take great delight in telling me that my house was flooded in 1976. Yes, I went to knitting club, but that's when I had my puncture on the way back. Oh, car keys and clutch. Yeah, my son used to love them. I had to knit him a jumper like Starsky had, a cardigan with a wrap around the belt. Oh dear, I had to knit him one. He absolutely loved it. We used to call it car keys and clutch just to annoy him. I used to like Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear. I think he's still around. He must be as old as Eels as well. Tell you what's on tonight, which I've missed because I've got him on here live, Strike. Do you ever watch it? Yeah. It was written by J.K. Rowling, but she wrote it under a pseudonym. I don't know if you watch Strike or not. Ooh, chip chips. Tell you what I watched the other night. He didn't seem right. It was the Orient Express, and it was Kenneth Branagh. Johnny Depp was in it, and everybody. And I'm like, oh, it's not Hercule Poirot to me. I didn't mind Peter Ustinov being Poirot, but to me, it's got to be David Suchet. But Kenneth Branagh, he didn't seem right for Poirot somehow. He was too young, and he wasn't, particular enough about his eggs and stuff like that. But Johnny Depp was the baddie in it. He got stabbed. Oh dear. Swallowed a crisp. I used to like, which nobody would have heard of in the US, was the Liver Birds. Yeah. Oh gosh. Mhm. Kenneth Branagh wasn't convincing. Peter Ustinov, I used to like him. Yeah. You just read the new Poirot. Yeah. The trouble is, much as I love Agatha Christie, I think I've read and watched every single one of her episodes, so I could do some new ones, yeah. I don't think you can emulate anybody that's as famous, as Agatha Christie. I don't think you can, no matter how good an author you are. Car keys and clutch. Yeah, I think if you're going to write something, do it in your own style, yeah. Oh, I used to love the Miss Marple. I used to watch it when he was John Rutherford, was it? Well, Margaret Rutherford. That's how long ago. I used to watch it with her. But they were just films, they weren't... John Hickson. She's the Miss Marple for me. I wasn't keen on that Julia Mackenzie. She always seemed too young to be Miss Marple. I think she was the last Miss Marple that I've seen, with Julia Mackenzie. Much too young. Wasn't old enough. Yeah, John Hickson was the best Miss Marple. She had that little old lady look, didn't she? It was very convincing, you know, when she used to bring her knitting out. She said, yeah, very convincing she was as a little old lady. Some people just make a role their own, don't they? And then if somebody takes it over, you're like, no, that's not quite right, yeah. It's when you're watching a series and then one of the main people decides to leave or something, and they just bring somebody in, and they don't even like try to match them, do they? They just bring somebody in, and you're like, no, it doesn't work. I can believe that, because she's very good at it. Yeah, Midsummer Murders, it was much better when it was him that, oh God, what did he used to be him? Oh, thank you, Shad. See, I put the camera lower so you could see my beads. They disappear down my bazoom, but they're there. Yeah. What's he called? No, I've forgotten his name. He used to be in that detective series about Jersey, didn't he? Mm-hmm. He always seemed to be out of breath, didn't he, as an actor? I used to think, my God, he's never run up there, because he was always... John Nettles, that's it, yeah. He always sounded out of breath. I used to wonder if he had asthma or something. The one who took over from him, I used to like him when he was with Diana Rigg in that detective series. She used to drive in a Rolls Royce. Yeah, and he was her chauffeur. Yeah, he was always breathing heavy, wasn't he? Always out of breath. I can't remember the name of that programme though. She was like a lady. Neil Dudgeon it was that was the chauffeur. And Diana Rigg was the lady in the back, if you know what I mean, that used to drive her around. She was always solving mysteries and that. I can't remember what it was called. And I tell you what I started watching, it was something called Harry. And it was Jane Seymour. And then they took it off the normal channels and put it on one of the channels that you had to pay for. So I only saw 2 episodes, and I'm thinking, where's the rest of it gone? Mrs. Bradley, that's the one. I used to really like that. Diana Rigg never looked her age, did she? I mean, when she passed away, she was in her 80s, wasn't she? But she never looked that old. Because I used to watch her in The Avengers with Patrick McNee. And then we used to watch The Prisoner. Do you remember The Prisoner? Set in that Welsh village. He was another Patrick, wasn't he? My brother had his honeymoon there in that Welsh village that they used to use for The Prisoner. Patrick McGowan, that's the one. I never got the hang of who we was running away from. Port Meriam. Then my brother had his honeymoon there. Well, I don't think it was actually in Port Meriam, but it was nearby. We went to look at it. Big orange balloons. It was a strange series, that, wasn't it? Remember that man in a suitcase? Was he called Bradley something or other? He was always running away from something. He was called Brad, wasn't he, or Bradley? And who could forget the Hulk? Arr! But when he turned into the Hulk, he never split his trousers except down the sides, did he? You know what I mean? He was always covered. Oh, got crisps down my decollete cage. Is that why they were weird? Yeah. I never really got the hang of them. I used to try and watch it, and everybody was going mad about it. Oh, have you seen The Prisoner? Oh, it's that good and all that. And I'm like, never got the hang of it. I've got to Mars bar. I've got to Mars bar. I'm hungry tonight. I've been hungry since I've not been able to have my jab. Yeah, all his shirts, but I mean, when he went back to normal, his shirt were all right, weren't it? I mean, did he just carry shirts around with him just for when he went back to normal? Must have cost him a fortune in shirts and trousers. Hi, Isaac. How you doing? I'm on my Mars bar. I've had my crisps. Hi, Yolanda. Must stop moving my shoulder. It's hurting. And it's raining. I can hear it banging on the window. It definitely has got smaller. It's like, where's the rest of it? The 1 Hour Man. I don't remember that. I remember the Invisible Man. When he used to take his bandages off. I mean, it was quite clever back in the day, the Invisible Man, wasn't it? Oh, I don't like peanuts. Don't like anything with nuts. I'm nutty enough. I'm not allergic to nuts, I just don't like them. Hi, Magali. Oh, Magali. I call her Magali. Don't know whether she's called that or not, but hiya. Ringo Starr, 80s Ray. May I watched Who Do You Think You Are? It was Emily Atack. And her second cousin once removed is Paul McCartney. But she didn't interview him, obviously, but she interviewed Mike's younger brother. And boy, he looks like his older brother. Mike McGeary used to be called. Now, he doesn't do his hair, like Sir Paul does. But you'd think that Mike was Paul's much older brother. Well, Paul McCartney's 80. He's 80 something, is he? Yeah, he was in the scaffold, Mike McGear. Yeah, there must be. I mean, they're all about that era, aren't they? Like the Rolling Stones are all in the 80s. Well, we've got Rod Stewart, he's 80, isn't he? Mick Jagger, he's 80. Yeah, let's drink a drink a drink to Lily the pink, the pink, the pink. And yes, thank you very much for playing this record. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Oh, Camilla, yeah, I wish she'd have a bit of Botox. She's looking a bit scraggy, isn't she? You think she'd go on a discreet little holiday, and have a little bit of a nip and tuck. But perhaps Charlie Boy likes her like that. Well, it's not like they don't have the money, is it? But I suppose people would start attacking her, wouldn't they, and saying, why did she do this and why did she do that? Yeah, if you're royal family, you can't do anything right, and you can, what I mean? Oh dear, she had it when she was younger. Yeah, I believe a facelift only lasts so long, so I believe. Not that I would know because I've not had one. But I think they last about 10 years or something, or 15 years or something if you have a facelift. Well, I mean, look at Joan Rivers. I mean, God knows how many facelifts that girl had. Same with Dolly Parton, isn't it? I mean, at least they admit it. They don't try and pass it off as like, oh, me, I haven't had anything done. I'm just naturally beautiful. I mean, I don't know if it was Joan or Dolly that used to say it costs me this much to look so fake. Yeah. I think it was Dolly Parton, wasn't it? It cost a lot of money to look this fake. You know, if you're going to do that, admit it. Just don't try to pretend you've not had anything done. You know, like, oh, I naturally look as though I've got no wrinkles when I'm 86, you know. Ah, it gets them in the end. It gets them. Oh, meow, meow. Oh, Cher. I mean, there's nothing left of her now, is there? She's all fake, isn't she? She's another one. Yeah, yeah. If you're going to have work done, admit it because everybody knows you've had it done. You can tell, can't you, when people have had their face lifted and their boobs done and everything. Well, I don't know how old she is, but she must be over 70 now. Everybody that's like of that era is all over 70. Some of them are over 80 now, aren't they? If they're still alive, yeah. Yeah, you know when they say they're 77, you know they've shaved a few years off, don't you? I used to do that when I was in my 50s. I used to pretend I was 40 something. I used to get away with it because I did look younger then. Not now. I want to get me drink. I want me drink. It's in the cupboard. Oh, I can't get up. Oh my. There's me talking about looking young. And I can't even get out the chair. Oh, and my cupboard won't open. Oh, oh, don't you just love this Ikea furniture? So well made. Oh, I tell you, it won't last me out. This Ikea. It won't be here when I'm not here. I've fallen to bits by then. They don't make furniture like they used to. I tell you, if I'd have kept my mother's furniture, it'd still been going strong. This stuff will fall to bits before long. Every time you open the door, you think it's going to drop off its hinge. I think we're supposed to say Ikea now instead of Ikea, aren't we? Ikea. Yeah, Ikea. It'll be Ikea for everybody else. They're actually building an Ikea nearer to where I live now, but it's not going to be one where you can walk about. It's just one where if you order online, you can go and pick it up. No, apparently we've been saying it wrong all the time, Lizzie. It's supposed to be Ikea. That's how they pronounce it over in Scandinavia or wherever it is it comes from, originally. I need to, do I need to increase any more? No, I think I'm doing all right there. It's funny, you go to Ikea, and you don't need anything, do you? And yet you come back with a trolley full of stuff you didn't go in to get. It's one of those kind of places. And then you've got to follow the arrows, haven't you? You can't go back. I'm a rebel. I go back on myself. You're supposed to have this one-way system. So if you saw something, you can't go back to get it because you've got to go all the way around again. I don't. I'm a rebel. I just go round the wrong way. I don't take any notice of the arrows. I'm there with my little weedy cart, yeah. Yeah, you got to go back if you go and you think, oh, where did I see that? And you think, oh, back there. So you have to turn around and go back, don't you? Yeah, I'm always going the opposite way. It's the rebel in me. It's like in the supermarket, I always seem to be going down an aisle when everybody else is coming up it. And I'm like, oh, there's something here. Because I don't go down aisles I don't want. You know, if it's the world's food aisle and I know it's got like all the curry and the stuff in it, and I think, well, I don't want any of that. So I miss that. So I'm like going the opposite way to everybody else, yeah. There must be a lot more people like us Munchkin that are rebels that want to walk the opposite way. But I don't see why I should go down an aisle in the supermarket if I know I don't want anything in there. I can understand it's a bit when it was COVID, you know, we all had to go one way because of COVID, but now it's all open. We can go whichever way we wish. So I'm always going the wrong way. And I don't just have a basket, I have a trolley because I need it to lean on here. We're back to the feeling old, isn't it? On a trolley. I can't carry a basket anymore. I'm more than a bit of a rebel. My dad always used to say I marched to a different drummer than everybody else. Janet marches to the music in her head and not the music that everybody else can hear. In other words, yeah, she's a bit weird. Well, my mother used to say, I don't know where we got her from. She's not like my side of the family. She was disowning me. Yeah. If I did something a bit weird, you know. It's not like our side of the family. Nobody in my family ever did things like that. Oh, really? Maybe they did and you just didn't know. Oh, I hope the grid's not blocked again. I need to just open the front door a minute. We've got a grid right by the front door. And if some leaves, oh dear Shad, if some leaves have gone into the grid, it blocks up. So I need to just have a quick look, make sure it's not blocked.
Motion detected at your front door.
No, it's all right. It's just the drain pipe making. Whoop. It's just the drain pipe making a lot of noise, but it's not blocked. It blocks up with leaves, you see. And then if it blocks up with leaves, the water goes in the garage. And my little scooter's right by the garage, so I don't want it getting wet. Not my big scooter, my little one, because I've had to put it on charge just in case I needed to go to the shops. Oh, I can't go to Knit Club on Monday because I am not going all the way to Fleetwood on that little bone shaker. So we shall see what we shall see. Family are coming back tomorrow, so I need to tidy up. I spread out and make a mess when they're not here. You know, normally I have to tidy all my crocheting away, tidy all the balls of wool away, you know, because like Rosie's got a passion for running around the garden with a ball of wool and collecting grass and twigs in it as she's going, unravelling it. It goes round the plants and everywhere. She loves balls of wool. So when I go to bed, I have to make sure everything's been put away, which of course I haven't done the last 2 nights because they've not been here. But they will be back tomorrow, so I will have to tidy up a little. Oh, I've gone all hot again. Ooh. I never got the hot flushes when I was doing the old, you know, mental pause. Didn't do it then. Why am I doing it now? It's probably to do with my diabetes, isn't it? Because I'm not having my jabs. I'm not having my jabs because all these overweight people that can afford to buy them are buying them up, and there's none left for me. It's probably people like Oprah Winfrey and people like that. Even Boris has had them, apparently. Boris Johnson. Oh, still hot. I can't open the window either because the rain will come in. And also I might forget to close it and I don't want anybody joining me. Coming through the front window. Well, it's a really bad night or it's really snowy and really thundering, lightning and blowing. And people get burgled and they always think, good grief, if I was a burglar, I wouldn't want to go out. In days like that, I'd stay at home. But I suppose if they're a drug addict or something, they need to have a fix, don't they? Right, let me see if I've got enough. They should, but they don't, Yolanda. I haven't had any now for 5 weeks, and they keep telling me it's dangerous to stop taking them suddenly. But what choice do I have? If you can't get a prescription for it, you've got to stop taking it suddenly. You've got to have medical advice. What did my medical advice say? Watch your diet a bit better. Oh, thank you. Tell that to your obese patients, please. Tell them to watch their diet a bit better. There's no substitute for it unless I go on insulin, and I don't want to do that. They don't even give me a diabetic thing that I can test my blood sugars with. Some people get those little sticky things that stick on your arm. I haven't even got one that you prick your finger. Good old NHS. And I'm not paying £300. Hi, Jane. Hi, Kaz. Your last day and you've got 10 days off. Wahey! Woohoo! What are you going to do, Kaz? Are you going on holiday? You going on your jollies? They keep telling me I should book my days. I'm going to Prestwich in August. My daughter-in-law's like, we need to book you. You need to book your hotel. I thought, I don't think Prestwich is that booked up. Can you make my day? Who do you want to make your day? You're going to watch the tennis? Oh, right. I'm not a tennis. My mother would never do it. She was terrible when it was Wimbledon. You used to have to take her things to eat because she wouldn't go in the kitchen. She didn't want to miss anything, yeah. My dad was always in charge of cooking when it was Wimbledon because she wouldn't leave the tennis. She was terrible. When my dad had passed away and it was just my mum, she used to be ringing me up to bring her sandwiches and stuff. You're babysitting 2 fluffy Frenchy grandchildren. Oh, I wish you joy. Would you like another one? Would you like another one? You can have mine. Well, not mine, ours. P-bum. Or I think she's a Shih Tzu, not a French Bulldog. But I gave it all away. Why? You've got fur grandbabies as well. I have fur grandbabies. I don't have any. My real ones, I've only got step grandchildren. I haven't got any real ones. So I've got fur ones, I suppose. I love my Rosie. She's a barking maniac, but I love her. But the French Bulldog, and you know, she adores me. She follows me everywhere, and I really don't like her. I mean, I wouldn't hurt her, don't get me wrong. But she's not my favourite dog. But she sticks to me like Velcro. I don't know why. She wants to sit all over me and climb all over me and lick me and kiss me and I'm like, go away. I tell her she's ugly. And she just looks at me. I say, you know what, you're really ugly, aren't you? My eyes running. Oh. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Well, it ain't you, Jan. We've got one mirror in here. He's in the hall. And you know when you do your makeup and you think to yourself, yeah, it's not bad today. You've done your best with that. And then I go in the hall and this old woman looks back at me and I'm like, what? How come I've aged about 10 years from my bedroom to the hall? I don't like that hall mirror. Oh, you're going to start taking driving lessons, eh? Watch out, Kaz is on the road. I don't drive anymore, you're all quite safe. The potatoes looks like Stitch. And Lilo and Stitch. Ours just looks... We nearly had a dad. I put my foot down. I said, no, I don't want a dad. Don't want another one. Lighting, yeah. I need a flattering light. I keep thinking I'm going to get a ring light. Then I think, no, it might be a bit harsh. You know, can I get a pink ring light or whatever? Don't joke, you know, it's when you're learning to drive, it's like, is it scratching your head and rubbing your belly at the same time when you first start to learn to drive? I remember thinking, I'll never get the hang of this. Too many things to remember. Check your mirror, check your thing, check your this. Oh. Yeah. I mean, once you've been doing it, it comes as second nature. And I dare say I don't say I'd pass a test now, but I dare say if I got back in the car again, you know, I'd be able to drive, well, my fashion. But I won't do it because I'm not insured and I haven't got a driver's license anymore. I'll let it go. It didn't get taken off me, by the way, in case you're wondering. I surrendered it on my own accord because I didn't want to pay. I didn't want to pay 70 or 80 quid or whatever it was at the time just to get a driver's license when I knew I wasn't going to drive you. Yeah. It's very, very quiet around here. So they take all the learner drivers come round and round and round. It's like the learner drivers circuit around here. Right, I need to count my rows. Or shall I bother? No, I'll do it tomorrow. I think I've got to the shaping for the top of the sleeve, I think. But I need to count the rows to be sure I'm not doing it anymore. Then I've got to stitch it all together, put all the bands on it and everything. Oh joy, oh joy. It's funny when you if you're knitting and you cast the last piece off, you think, finished. You haven't finished at all. You've got to sew the flipping thing up and do the neckband, don't you, or something. But you tend to think, yeah, finished. Very hard to get a driver's license. Well, looking at the standard of some of the people who drive around here, it seems to be fairly easy to get one in the UK. It wasn't ever in two parts, though, when I took mine. There was never a theory and a practical. Yeah. No, my dad insisted. I can remember my son being really, really annoyed with me because for his 17th birthday, we got him driving lessons and he wanted money to spend on something or other. And I went, no, you're having driving lessons. Anyway, he was glad later because he passed his test first time and my dad bought him, an old banger of a car. But he was glad afterwards that I'd insisted that he had driving lessons. Yeah, there was no such thing as a theory, and they just asked you questions on your test. But you didn't have like theory that you had to go separately and pass. Yeah. My friend's son is I think he's passed his theory, but he's got to do his practical now. He's got to do his hours in the car. No, I failed my first one because it all came at once. I failed my first one and I failed to go to university because I had my appendix out instead. So my instructor made me go and have the driving test because it was already booked. And I failed it on some stupid woman. She stepped on one of those, the double crossings with the thing in a bollard in the middle of the road. She stepped on the crossing and I carried on going. And apparently it's not two separate crossings, it's all one, even though there's a bollard in the middle. Yeah. So you thought it was crystals? No, it's green bits of plastic. Well, I think it's plastic. Everything's plastic these days, isn't it? Yeah, so I failed my first test on that. I mean, the driving instructor said it was unfair because she didn't even look. She just stepped out on the crossing. And so she failed me. Yeah. But I passed it the second time. My son, of course, passed it the first time, Well, my son had been driving, actually, from being about 7. My dad used to take him on the beach at Southport, and it was a massive, massive big beach. And if you went there early enough, you used to be able to park on the sands because the sea never came up that far. And my son my dad used to let my son, aged 7, drive the car on the beach because he said, well, he can't bang into anything. There was nobody else there. So he actually learned to drive about the age of 7. So, yeah. But he never did that with me because I think they'd stopped it all, actually. Or they hadn't started it, probably, more like. They stopped it now. You can't do it now. Yeah, I passed the second time. I mean, I actually messed up a little bit. And I was so angry with myself that I thought I'd failed. And I was slamming the car around everywhere and slamming it around the corners and reversing it and all that because I was getting so annoyed with myself. And the instructor said at the end, well, what do you think of that performance? And I went, well, it wasn't my best. I said, I probably failed. I said, I just got so angry. And he went, well, when you got angry, he said, you proved to me that you could really handle that car. He said, you whizzed it round corners. When I asked you to reverse, he said, you whizzed it round the corner. He said, when I asked you to do a 3-point turn, he said, you did it. Not a 17-point turn like some people do. He said, you did it. You had it. He said, you proved to me you can really handle a car. So I passed the second time, even though I'd done a mistake, yeah. Yeah, when we did the emergency stop, it was the days before seatbelts. So I nearly shot my instructor through the window. What kind of car did I learn on? It was probably a Ford, I think. I mean, it's a column, not a column changer. Gear stick, yeah. And then I did learn on a column change as well. My dad had a column change. And I've actually driven a pre-select, which is way, it was a vintage car. It was a pre-select. So I've never driven an automatic. My dad had one and I had to drive it one time. I just didn't like it. You know, and he goes, changes gear on its own. I thought, oh, I don't like them. Yeah, I drove my friend's vintage car with a pre-select. You have to double declutch, if you know what that is. You have to choose your gear and then double declutch, and then my dad taught me to double declutch. It's very good on a hill. You know, a hill start, double declutch. I bet you're all going, what? My dad learned to drive in the army, on the great big army wagons, yeah. You can't drive them out. You see, this is the problem. If you learn to drive in an automatic, then you can never drive. But if you pass your test on a manual, then you can drive an automatic. But you can't do it the other way around because you've no idea how to change gear. But pre-selects are funny. And column change, I used to do. My dad actually had a column change. They were really awkward. The gear levers on the steering wheel. I used to drive that. It was a great big thing, and it had a seat that you to seat 3. And of course, there was no seat belts in those days. So when you went round to corner, you know, your passengers would go sliding across, and they'd be practically sitting on your knee while you were driving. You're like, get over there. Because we had the automatic, not the automatic, the column change one we had. Whoever had it before us, because it was a second-hand one, had put those thick plastic sheets on. So every time we went round a corner, you just slid. It's hot in bed. Yeah, when I woke up this morning, I had my legs hanging out of bed. Yeah. I couldn't sleep last night because I was on my own anyway, you know. So I was watching YouTube and singing my little heart out because we're detached, so it's not like next door can hear. So I was listening to music and singing my little heart out and watching YouTube. So it was about 3:10 or something like that when I went to bed, and I was up for 8 o'clock. So I need to get up to. They won't be coming back till the afternoon, but I need to get up and finish washing the dishes. I hate washing one plate, one cup. You know, when I'm on my own, I'll wait until it's worthwhile running a sink full of water, you know. So, oh, the dogs, yeah. Did she have a good what? Oh, time at the concert. When she watched the Dixies. I haven't been to a concert for years. I used to hear the concerts, you know, the ones at Heaton Park. I didn't have to go because I used to hear them for free. Alexa's working again. The Alexa wasn't working. It's very temperamental, the Alexa. Because I'm in the middle, like sandwich between like the hall and the conservatory. Because I'm in my little insulated bedroom. I have trouble with Alexa. You were 3 rows from the front. Oh, you were rabble-rousing and singing, weren't you? I know you were, Kaz. I bet you were there, waving, singing, standing up, shouting. I bet you all heard about you. Yeah, the Dixies wrote on their Facebook page, oh, there was somebody on row 3. She was noisy and she kept singing along. I just watched a bit of Rod Stewart, like live from this year. He was with Boy George. He's lost it, hasn't he, with his voice? You're making a boring baby brat. Is there something you should be telling us, Lizzie? You know, is that holiday, you know, have you come back with a little souvenir? Yeah, Rod had lost it. He was doing, it was on YouTube, he was singing Georgie Boy, you know, with Boy George. And I'm thinking, you've lost it. You've lost your voice, kid. Oh, it's for a gift. It's not for yourself then. I thought you'd come home with a little bit of a surprise, you know. A little Greek surprise. No, I think, you know, he was relying on Boy George to carry it, the song, because he wasn't doing very well with it. Somebody else who'd seen him said he'd lost it, yeah. Alison Moyet. I've not heard her for a while. Yeah, the last time I heard her, she still sounded the same. She's not as old as Rod Stewart. Come on, Rod's about 80-something, isn't he now? His kids keep telling him to give it up, you know. When he was being interviewed with Boy George this year, he's only 78. I thought he was older than that. Hello, Lulu's treasure. Hello. I thought he was older than that, Rod Stewart. I thought he was in his 80s. But he's lost his voice completely. He does look much older, yeah. I hope I don't look like Rod Stewart. God, he's wrinkly. I hope you mean his nose, Jane. I hope you don't mean anything else. Yeah. I mean, I used to like Rod Stewart when he was younger, but I think he should give it up now. Rest on his laurels. He must have enough money, for goodness sake. I mean, the royalties alone when they play his records should keep him enough. You know, it's kind of like you feel embarrassed, don't you, when you hear them and they've lost their voice and they're carrying on singing, and you feel embarrassed for them, really. You're like, oh, please, somebody tell him. It's time to give it up, you know. Just retire, yeah. Oh, yeah, well, we're happy to see you as well, Lulu. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few people. I mean, a few have given up, haven't they? Because, like, a few have got Alzheimer's, haven't they? You've got Tony Bennett's got Alzheimer's and Tony Christie now. Yeah, they can't remember the words of the songs, you know, so it's time to retire gracefully and just enjoy the rest of your life, you know. Tom Jones, I think he stopped singing. He's usually on The Voice, isn't he? He's on the telly doing things. I don't think he's singing or recording or anything. I think apparently he's still got The Voice, but I don't know because I've not heard him sing that live yet. Apparently he's one of the ones that can still hit the notes, if you know what I mean. But he's probably too much for him now. I mean, he's about 80 as well, isn't he? I mean, why do it if you don't need to? I suppose it's the fame, isn't it? You must get addicted to it. It's like a drug to them, isn't it? Having the fame and people shouting. Yeah, I believe he can. I've not actually heard him, recently. But people who have say he can still. Huey Lewis has lost his hearing. Well, it was the Who, wasn't it? Pete Townsend, he lost his hearing from the Who. It's all that loud music they used to play. And I think the singer, what was he called? He's lost his hearing as well. About the Who, Roger Daltrey, yeah. Yeah, he's 83, Tom. He still keeps himself fit, though, doesn't he? I won't be singing when I'm in my 80s because I don't sing now. I know I haven't got the voice. Mine went when I had all my throat lasered. Tonsils and adenoids taken out. I lost my uvula, clacker, in other words. I had all my throat lasered and I had the roof of my mouth lasered. And sadly, after that, my voice has never been the same. I do love to sing. I really do love to sing, but I know I haven't got the voice anymore. I never used to be that bad, actually. I would never say I would kind of put myself out there singing because I wouldn't. But I can't hit the notes anymore. My voice is a lot lower since, I had all that stuff. Hi, Denise. Oh, I love to sing, Jean. Don't get me wrong, but I wait while there's nobody in before I sing now. But when I try to sing on my own without the music, I can't remember the words. I tend to sing snatches of things that are in your head, yeah. And you find it's like some lines of songs that go over and over. I like to sing along to something. I like to put not records anymore, are they CDs on? And I like to sing along to them, yeah. But I'm not much good at remembering the words if I'm singing on my own. Like I have a little sing-song sometimes when I'm going down the seafront on my scooter and there's nobody about. It's just me and the sea on my scooter. But I can't remember half the words. I remember a couple of lines out of a song, and then it's like an earworm, yeah. I'm like singing these two lines over and over again. And I'm thinking, what's the rest of it? What's the rest of it? And then I'll come in sometimes and I'll say to Alexa, play such a thing. And then I can sing it all through. but I just cannot remember it. I wish I could. Should take my song sheet with me, shouldn't I? When I want to sing down the seafront, I should print out a song, and stick it on the scooter. That's my song for the day. I'm going to sing that. I actually bought a little radio to go, and I haven't used it. It's got little earphones and that. And my son keeps saying, "Well, you got your phone. You got your phone." But my phone just dies at the slightest thing. It doesn't hold its charge very well. Yeah, and I get really... Yeah, I need a cheat sheet. You're right there. I get aggravated because I can't remember the rest of it, yeah. Oh, I love to sing, yeah. When I did my own housework, see, I've got a good memory. I always used to put reggae on. Reggae is fantastic for doing your cleaning. It's just got that kind of beat to it. I mean, it's no good putting a ballad on while you're cleaning because, you clean at that pace, don't you? But a bit of reggae and you're like, I shouldn't do that at my shoulder. But, a bit of reggae and yeah. My shoulder's hurting. I've pulled a muscle somewhere, further down on my wings. What they call your wings. I mean, I'm fat now, but when I was slim, I used to be able to really see my wings sticking out. When I was little, I used to say to my dad, "Am I going to heaven? I've got wings." I can't even feel them anymore now. Can't put my hands around the back there. Yeah, shoulder blades, yeah. Oh, we shall look forward to next Saturday then, Kaz. And you can stay on longer. Yeah. But knowing you'll have gone out somewhere with your hectic social life. You'll be off on your travels. Yeah, you can enjoy your hollies on your jollies. Night, night, Kaz. Yeah, I'll be missing one Saturday in August. I'll tell you all in advance, though. Then you can all have the night off. Because I'm going back to Prestwich I'm going Friday night, Saturday night, and coming back Sunday. So I won't be doing a Saturday Night Live that weekend, but it's not till August, so I'll tell you nearer the time. No, I don't go out much. I'm hoping to go to the Italian restaurant while I'm there. Yeah, I'm going to visit my niece. I'm not going to stay with my niece. I'm staying at the Premier Inn. But I'm hoping to go to the Italian restaurant one night and go to my beloved Chippy the other night. Yeah. Yeah, probably Friday night I'll go to the Chippy. Saturday night we'll go to the Italian restaurant. My favourite Chippy. Oh, duh, I've missed that Chippy. Everybody raves about the Chippy round here, but it's just not the same as my Chippy. He does the most fantastic fish ever. He was in the finalists for the chip shop of the UK, whatever. He didn't win it, and he should have done. You're taking your holidays watching The Last Husband and Wife. I'd probably be watching the telly in my room and taking my crochet. But because I don't expect my niece to keep me out late, if you know what I mean. I'll be with her probably during the day. I mean, Friday I'll be travelling there, hopefully get there by lunchtime, and maybe go somewhere in the afternoon, have a look round, yeah. Saturday I want to go to Berry Market because I'm hoping she's got room in her fridge so I can put my fish and bits and pieces in her fridge. And then come home on the Sunday. Yeah. We may go to Manchester Sunday and then come home in the afternoon. Go Sunday morning to Manchester, have a quick look round, and then I could stay Sunday night and come back Monday, but no, I think I'll just book for 2 nights. It's a lot of expense, isn't it, just to go back to Prestwich? And I need to go in the bank, actually, because the bank's closing down. So I need to transfer my money over. I mean, I know it doesn't really matter because you tend to bank online anyway, but I don't want them transferring my money down to Cheetah Mill. Cheetah Mill. I'd rather they transferred it over here. Because I'm never going to Cheetah Mill ever again. Cheetah Mill. My teeth are still rough on the outside. She said they'd improve, like we keep cleaning them, you know. They're a little better than they were, but they're not smooth, if you know what I mean. Still a little bit textured. Oh dear. Oh. Oh my giddy aunt, it's only 11 o'clock. I feel as though I've been on here forever. I really do. I've only been on an hour and not even 2 hours yet. Oh, we never need air conditioning. Occasionally we need a fan. I do miss my fans, my ceiling fans that I had in Prestwich. I do miss those. But to be honest with you, this room is not the hottest room in the world. I'm surprised I must be having one of my hot flushes because usually I'm cold in here. It's the coldest room in the whole house. No, I can't really afford a proper holiday. I'm hoping now I don't have to pay my lady back now that the sweaters have made their way there. I'm hoping to just, have maybe a few days away on a coach holiday or something. I'll see how much money I've got left. I mean, having to pay best part of 400 and something pound for my teeth didn't help. And then I need new lenses in my glasses, yeah. Yeah, we don't get that hot here that we need air conditioning. Although Tracy from Crochet Rock, she's got air conditioning. But she lives out of Sheppey, I think. Or maybe it's hotter down south. I know Shanzo was saying how hot she is down in Poole, yeah. But it's very cold here on the coast, especially when the wind blows. It's never that hot. I think it's hot in here or warm in here because nobody's been in and I haven't had the door open, if you're with me. Normally we have the door open for the dogs to come in and out. And normally my son's in and out or my daughter-in-law's in and out. They're like yo-yos. And the back door keeps being open and the door to the conservatory's open. This is why I'm normally cold. But of course, me being in on my own, all the doors have been shut. Apart from when the Amazon man came. And when I went out into the garage to get some ice cream. So that's why I think I'm warm tonight. I think it's because nobody's been opening doors and leaving them wide open. Because when my son's here, they open the windows upstairs and I think the wind comes down. It's cold in this room. It's just very funny that when I'm on my own, I'm warm. So it must be the doors, the windows that they keep opening. No, I never had air conditioning, but we definitely don't need air conditioning here. A fan maybe now and again, but we definitely don't need any air conditioning here. We've got the sea breeze. That's our air conditioning. Open a window and you get your hair blown off your head. Maybe that's why my hair's going thinner. Maybe it's getting blown. Every time I go on the seafront, it's like... I'll be wearing a hairnet soon. Keep my hair in place while I go down the seafront. Maybe I should wear that that what do you call it, rosy wrapper thing I bought. I put it on and I thought, no, it's not you, Janet. I follow a lady, you know, alternative aging, she's called, and she looks fantastic in hers. And yet when I put it on, I look as though I'm going to mop the floor. Oh, aircon would be too cold in here. Definitely too cold. Well, in this room it would be. You follow her as well, do you? Yeah. She looks fantastic when she ties her scarves round. I wouldn't look like that. You thought it suited me. I thought I looked like I was going to mop the floor or go working in the mill. I think it's because my family used to wear headscarves like that. It was to keep the cotton out of the hair, because cotton bubbles used to stick all over their hair. But yeah, they have to be cotton. If you're going to thinking of getting them, they have to be cotton according to alternative aging. You've got to be cotton. You can't tie. Oh, what does he say? Meg breaks into a sweat as Dr. Drake broke silence and claimed that Lily isn't real. Oh, for goodness sake, make your mind up. Is she real? Is she a doll? Whatever. Is it rent a baby? I don't know what's going on. To be quite honest, I'm bored with the whole thing. Are they fake babies? Are they real babies? Who cares, you know? As long as they don't try to fob him off as the King of England or something, we'll be all right. Well, no, they keep trying to say that Archie and Lily aren't real, that when they go out, they're carrying dolls or they rent babies or something, that they're not their own kids. Or Meg didn't give birth to them, they were surrogates or something. It's just America going crackers. You know, I don't care. I would care if they were in line for the throne. I would care if they were real or surrogate or what, yeah. That would worry me then, but at the moment, no, it doesn't bother me. I don't care. I just wish they'd prove the truth one way or the other and leave it alone, because we're all sick of hearing of it. Sick of hearing about them. Yeah. It's just like people are sticking the knives in now. I mean, I think they're really unpopular, aren't they? So it's like, let's have a go. Oh, I've got an itchy armpit. Yeah. The only thing that would worry me was if they are born to a surrogate, it affects them being royal. Yeah. If she didn't actually give birth to them, yeah. I wouldn't want them being part of the monarchy if they're not her kids. But I don't know. I wasn't there. How can I say? Everybody speculates, don't they? Everybody's got their opinions. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, yeah, she wore a moon bump. Oh, yeah. You know, just, I'm sick of seeing it. Every time I turn something on, it's Meg this, Harry that. I'm like, oh, I've had enough. I had enough of them. They wanted to be inconspicuous, and everybody just leave them alone. Let them be inconspicuous, yeah. I've no idea. There'll always be rumours about everything. Yeah. It's never been the same since the Queen died, has it, really? It's all gone to pot since then. You know, I mean, sad. King Charles will never be as popular as the Queen. Queen was a royal, wasn't she? I know people say, oh, I don't like the monarchy or whatever, but everybody liked the Queen. Now she's gone, it's just never going to be the same. I wouldn't want their job, though. Having said that, I wouldn't want to rush to be a monarch. I don't even want to be a politician. Much as I say I hate politicians or I hate this, I wouldn't want to be one. Yeah, the magic's not there anymore now the Queen's gone. If people didn't like the Queen, they still respected her, didn't they? Even if they didn't like the monarchy, it was like, but it's the Queen, She had that presence about her that was regal, wasn't she? But now, no, I wouldn't want. I mean, I call politicians, I call them all. I call US ones, I call UK ones, I call anybody. But I wouldn't want to be one. Must be a very difficult job. Balancing money-wise, balancing the books, balancing what you would like to do against what you can do, public opinion against you and stuff. I wouldn't want to be one, no. Alternative aging. She used to be on the telly, on one of these early morning breakfast shows. She interviewed loads and loads of people. She's got photographs all around her house. She's called Susie something or other. And she used to be on Big Breakfast and places like that. She's got pictures all over her house where she's interviewed, even people like Cliff Richard and stuff like that. But she's like in her 70s now, so she still does a bit of things like that, yeah. Oh, God, you couldn't touch the Queen. I mean, Trump did, didn't he? Oh, everybody's like, oh, don't touch the Queen. And put his arm on her back and, Susie Grant, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember her really. Yeah, she's got grey hair and big glasses, yeah. She wears a lot of 50s clothes. She does like clothes shoots and she still does a lot of work, advertising these big 50s dresses and stuff like that. And she just does work doing the grey hair, rinses and, hair products and stuff. And she trials things like facials and stuff, makeup. She's a bit like, I think they would call her an influencer, except she doesn't go on Instagram and stuff like that. She just goes on. Yeah, she's based in Brighton, yeah. That's the one. I love watching her. I like watching for the clothes. I mean, at one time she did all the Iris Apfel clothes. And I'm like, oh, I wish somebody would send me some of those to show. All these gorgeous clothes from Iris Apfel designs, yeah. Yeah, she's a nutritionist as well. She's always going on about fasting and what you should be eating and things. But she gets a load of these like wonderful. I mean, she doesn't have facelifts, don't get me wrong, but she has these like tightenings on her skin, and I wish I was an influencer. I wish somebody would say to me, "Do you want to go?" Yeah, every Sunday morning. Yeah, she's on there. She's got this very, very old dog called Jack as well. That's on his last legs, and he has to wear a nappy. Bless him. He looks a bit like our Rosie, actually. Yeah. Yeah, but I like it when she goes round Brighton and that, and she shows you shops and things. I like it when she does that. She's just been to Australia as well. On the fox, yeah. Yeah, the little fox. Socks the fox. It's very tame, isn't it? It comes right up, doesn't it? Takes the chicken off her. Yeah, Socks the fox, yeah. That's what it's called. Don't know why it's called Socks, I think. It's got little white feet, hasn't it? Yeah, she feeds it. But I love the house, though. That house is gorgeous, isn't it? When she does the tours of the house, I'm like, oh, she must have money because that house is gorgeous and Brighton's not cheap. But she's still working, isn't she? Yeah. Yeah. I wonder why they never asked me to test makeup. I wonder why they never give me free facial. I guess I don't have a big enough following, do I? My followers are very, very loyal. I will say that. I've had the same amount of followers for about the last 5 years. Yeah, she lives alone. She has been married, but I don't think she's got any children. I think she was married once. I think she's divorced. Um, but yeah, my friends, fans, followers, subscribers, very loyal to me. I never grow my channel, but they're very loyal. They still stay with me through thick and thin. But I will never be a superstar, I'm afraid. I will never be an influencer. You know, especially when it takes me all my time to put eye makeup on because my eyes keep running, you know. They'll never send me clothes to model, will they? Products to try. Oh, it would be nice, wouldn't it, if you could? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying she's phony, but, you know, it's a lifestyle she lives that I'll never achieve, you know. I never go places. Like she goes to these, not raves, festivals, doesn't she? She's just been to Australia. She's been all over the place where she takes all these photographs. I can't even take videos because when I'm on my scooter, I said to the guy, he's coming to do he's got to, um, they've got to send an engineer to change all the tyres over. It's got to go up on a ramp or something like that while they track it and do all these things with it. So I said to him, can he fix the squeak? Can you tell him to bring some silicone and fix the squeak? Because maybe then I could actually take a video while I was moving. But if I was to take a video while I'm going along the seafront, you know, all you would hear would be the crashing of the waves and the scooter going. So you wouldn't hear anything, you know. You'd just get a headache from this noise of the squeaky scooter. And I'm not able to walk very far. So, like, if I stopped my scooter and got off it, I could really only do like a panning situation like I did the other day. But even the other day, you couldn't hear me because the sea was so noisy. You couldn't hear anything I say. It's the roads round here. They are what I would describe as shale, if you know what shale is. It's when the road surface breaks up and it goes into little shards that are like broken up bits. And it's like going over sharp bits of pebbles or sharp bits of road, and they're just wearing the tyres. And the pavements are just as bad. And there's patches, you know, like the roads are like patchwork quilts. They patch it about that big. And then you go over this patchy bit, and then you go over another patchy bit. It's really bad around here. I mean, they've just done part of the seafront main road, not my bit, main road. And we were saying to the taxi driver on Thursday, you know, oh, make the most of it, a flat bit of road. And he's going, yeah, it's wonderful. The only flat bit of road in the whole of Fleetwood. I ride on the seafront mostly because it doesn't have curbs and it's marginally better. It's not as shaly. I mostly, if I'm going to Fleetwood, I go up onto the seafront and go the length of the seafront. If I'm going to the post office, it's dreadful. The road is absolutely abysmal going to the post office. And it's like ruts in, you know. The paths are chronic, the pavements, because there's no dips. My scooter will not go down a curb that's like that high. So if you go on the pavement, you have to go down side streets looking for somebody's driveway that has a driveway straight opposite. So you can go down their driveway, up their driveway, and then round, yeah? You can't go down. I mean, my son was getting annoyed with me in Lancaster because I had the little scooter, with the little wooden wheels. And he was going, come on. And I said, I can't get down this curb. And he's going, oh, get off it. And he was lumping it down the curb and lumping it up the other side. What the bloody hell's up with you, woman? He's going. And then he kept saying, mind that woman, mind that woman. And I'm like, I'm nowhere near anybody. Nowhere near him. Leave me. Leave me. Oh, my God, you can't drive that thing. And then he says to me, do you want to go in any of the shops? I went, no, I want to go home. Oh, why do sons have to be so critical? I would have gone in the shops and left my scooter outside and gone in. But he was like, just... And Rosie was getting so agitated because there was too many people. And the students, it must have been changeover. There were students and they were all foreign students speaking their own languages. And they all had great massive suitcases on wheels. And it's like a bit cobbly in Lancaster. So the suitcases would go, brrr, So Rosie was getting on high alert, And we've just come to the conclusion we actually think Rosie's a racist, yeah, because she was just barking at everybody that kind of wasn't white. I hate to say this, we haven't raised her to be a racist dog at all, but she is very racist. And it's terrible around here, Chris. Honestly, it is terrible. There are no dips hardly any dips in the pavement where you want to go. So, of course, if you go down even a little curb, you go bump on the tyres, which doesn't help, And Blackpool, who decided that decorative cobbles were the way to go? Decorative cobbles in Blackpool. So when I'm on my little tiny scooter, which has got wheels that are about that big, no springing, just little wheels like that. When you go to Blackpool over these decorative cobbles, it's like... And my spine is crumbling. As you know, I've got osteoporosis and spondylitis. So doing that for about an hour, you just want to come home and have a lie down, And my son and daughter-in-law just do not understand. They don't have this problem because they're just walking and they're fine. And, like they get angry with me and they say, you don't walk enough. And I come in and I'm trying not to say anything because you don't want to be a whingy, do you? So I come in like after we've been in Lancaster and I've for about an hour. And I'm like that on my chair, like, pass me the painkillers type of thing. And they're going, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Your fluffy grandchildren need to go outside for some night toilet. Yeah, well, I can understand that. Bye. It's Brandon's birthday today. Well, who's 18 then? Leon? So do Brandon and Leon have the same birthday then? Or near enough? You're getting old, Nathan. Oh, you're going as well, are you, Isaac? Right, night, Isaac. Night. Yeah, so my trip to Lancaster was rather painful. Oh, Brandon that comes on here is Brandon's birthday. I thought you meant your child. Yeah. Yeah, he won't be coming on here tonight then if it's his birthday, Brandon. Yeah, he does still come on now and again. He's been coming on my channel for a long time. He was only a bit of a kid when he used to come on at first. Gosh, kids are getting older. Yeah. Your Brandon will be 15 in November. Mind you, Ian said to me, I'm 53, mother, and I thought you were 54. I was adding a year to him. Yeah, I thought he was already 54. But he said he's 53, so obviously he's 53. It doesn't seem long since my son was 20. Time goes by so quickly. And the daft thing is the older when you get, it just seems like a year since I was like 70. And now I'm 77. It's just like, woof. And the year goes much quicker the older you go. When you were young, a year lasted forever, didn't it? You'd be saying, oh, I'm 10, I'm 10 and a half, nearly 11. And that year used to last forever, didn't it? And now you turn around and you blink and you think, mind you, we're in July now. My son was articulated lorry, map and diggers. And they were building the M60. Well, it was the M62. It's changed to the M60. They were building the M62 when he was a little one. He'd be about 2, I think, when they were building it. My dad used to have to take him and park him up on this hill. And he used to sit and watch these yellow diggers. He had a whole range of Tonka toys he had, if you remember them. And he used to pretend, and they were massive, big metal. They whopped you on the shin. My God, you knew about it. The number of bruises I had as he whizzed them across and he got in the way. He took chunks out of all the skirting boards, the baseboards. All the doors had chips missing out of them because they were massive, big Tonka toys. But he used to sit for hours and hours with my dad watching these, wagons going backwards and forwards when they built the M60. M62 it was. Yeah, he was mad. And it amazes me that he now wears glasses because when he was little, he could spot an articulated lorry in miles away. And he knew what it was. It said Scania, DAF. And he was always right, yeah. Oh, sadly, we don't have any of them left. I don't know what happened to them, Nathan. They just went the way of the world, yeah. A lot of them got squashed because he used to, insist on sitting on them. And they weren't, I know they were heavy, heavy things. They started changing them, didn't they? And they made them out of plastic and they were never the same. But I mean, the big Tonka toys, you could literally sit on them because they were just that heavy. I don't know what happened to them. We must have given them away. Yeah. Oh, it's like Meccano. My son's Meccano was all metal. And now it's all plastic stuff. It's all rubbishy stuff now. Do you remember that stuff that was all like tubes, whatever? I don't know what that was called. It wasn't Meccano. He used to build things with it, but it's all like little tubey things. Cheap plastic stuff, wasn't it? Like stick things they were. K-Nex was it? Yeah. It was rubbish, wasn't it? And everybody had that Scalextric stuff, that plastic stuff, with little teeny cars that used to go down and round and all. And it never worked, did it? It never worked. Our Ian's never did anyway. The only one thing he was never into, we never had model railways. We never had that. He was never into that at all. Thank goodness, because they were expensive. He never wanted a model railway. He always wanted that stupid, Scalextric-y thing. The Scalextric was like a figure of 8, and then there was that one that was plastic that used to go down like that. And he used to have every one of the Matchbox cars. My dad used to take him every week to see which was the new ones that came out, and he used to get them all. But he didn't have them 2 minutes. You couldn't have passed them on because he'd take all the wheels off them. Yeah, he had all those. We took the shed down once, years. We found them all under the shed. They were all broken up. You couldn't have kept them. And they're not valuable unless they're in tip-top condition and they still got the original box. None of ours did. Ours were all bashed up, squashed up, no wheels. They just went in the bin. I will say that though, he did used to play with everything. He was never a kid that used to have things and just put them on a shelf, look at them. Everything he had was well played with. You know, some kids must just never be allowed to play with things. I mean, how else would you have things like 50 years later, they're still in a box? Come on. No way. That kid has not played with that toy at all. Yeah, there was Corgi toys, weren't there? And the Matchbox series. The Matchbox were really small. Oh, my son played with everything. They were just knackered when he'd finished with them, basically. We used to have Action Man, and then do you remember the $6 Million Man that you could look through his eye? Oh, dear. We went all over one time trying to find the Thunderbirds, Was it Treasure Island or something island? Couldn't find one anywhere. They were sold out completely everywhere. You never got that. Not Fantasy Island, what was it called? It was Thunderbirds Island, wasn't it? And it was the toy of the year. And could we find one? We couldn't find one anywhere. My son was never into Lego. Some kids are, aren't they? My son never bothered with Lego at all. He wasn't interested in it at all. Tracy Island, yeah. My son wanted that. He really wanted that. We went everywhere. Couldn't get one for love nor money. Yeah. I mean, there was no such thing as eBay back in the day or anything. You did get one. Oh, gosh, you were lucky. Couldn't find one anywhere for our Ian. My dad went everywhere. He nearly wore his tyres out on his car, visiting every toy shop he could find for this Tracy Island, and never found it. It was the toy of the year, wasn't it? Thankfully, he was too old for when it was the Furbies and things like that. He was too old for them, and that Makochi thing, that little thing that you had to keep alive. He was too old for that. Yeah, they made one on Blue Peter, didn't they, with all bits of... Yeah, no, he never had that thing you had to keep alive. What was it, Tamagotchi or something? They were all the rage, weren't they? People couldn't take them to school, and the mother had to look after them and feed them and whatever. Oh, thank goodness Arian was never into that. And he was never into Furby either. He was more into, grifters and chopper bikes and stuff like that. He was always out. No helmets. They never wore helmets back in the day. Doing wheelies up and down the street. Never wearing a helmet. He had a skateboard briefly once, but we lived on the hill, so it was a bit of a waste of time. Because it was too dangerous, to play with them because the hill was like that. Yeah. So he wasn't really keen on his skateboard. No, he was definitely a bike kid. Always out on his bike from being about... Well, he could in those days, you see. From being about 8 or 9 years old, he was out on his bike. Yeah. No, that was after the fidget things. He didn't have any of them. I remember my ex-husband wanted one of those, with all those little balls that hung down and you pressed them and they went like that. They were like, supposed to be like desk things, weren't they? He always wanted one of them, but I never got him one. Yeah, they're like clacker balls, weren't they? They had one the other day. What was it on? Oh, Van der Valk. If you watched that. They had one on there. It never lasts long enough, those things. Like Van der Valk, there was only about 3 episodes, I think. I know they're 2 hours long, but still. You just get into watching them and then you think, oh, that's the end. What happened to that? Is it Newton's Cradle? Yeah, they're like all these balls hanging down, aren't they? And you tap them at one end and they start swinging. And they go on forever and ever and ever until you stop them, don't they? Yeah, my ex-husband always wanted one of those, but I never bought him one. My underskirt's falling to pieces. Got a bit sticking up. I think I need to do a bit of sewing. Yeah, there was quite a few. Oh, thank you, Magali. I have learned to take compliments as I get older. And one time I go, no, don't be daft. When somebody says something nice to me, I go, thank you. I'm not vain. Thank you. It must be the lighting. We were talking about this before, though, Magali. It's always those pseudo men on Instagram that tell you you're looking wonderful. I remember I put a picture of myself on one time and I just had my cataract done. And I had one of those plastic shields over my eyes with 2 great big pieces of elastoplast going across. And somebody actually commented, some pseudo man, you're looking especially gorgeous today. And I'm like, what? You mental? I didn't bother answering him, and I just blocked him. They're not who they say they are they, heck? They just pinch somebody's photograph, don't they, off a military site somewhere, Have you ever, Googled the pictures? When they send you a picture of this surgeon or whatever he's supposed to be, do you ever Google the pictures? Click on it and Google search them. And you find them all over the place. You know they're not their pictures because they're just generic pictures that they take, don't they, off a page full of military men or something, yeah. I love doing that. I love clicking on their pictures. And I remember a mate of mine, this Russian woman was talking to him. And he's going, isn't she beautiful? Isn't she gorgeous? And I went, you being had? Have you not clicked on the picture? It's some model that you're talking to. Allegedly, yeah. I said, Zoom with her. If you're that into her, Zoom. Oh, she can't do that. She can't. I said, no, she can't do that because it's not her. That's why she can't do that. If you ever want to know that, just ask for go live with me, go on Zoom with me. They won't. You never see them because they're not real. They're just some other person. It's always a great way that saying, turn your camera on. And there's always, oh, no, I haven't got a camera, or no, my internet's a bit dodgy, no, I can't do that. And I'm going, okay, fine, bye. Bye-bye, you're gone. Mine's better than Yahoo. There used to be that Yahoo Messenger. And if you asked to see the camera, you would get more than what you bargained for. I used to say to him, no, I asked to see the camera to see your face, dear. Block. I do not want to see other parts of your anatomy. Thank you. It used to be a laugh on Yahoo. I mean, I did actually find some people that I did used to talk to that weren't like that were genuine people. You know, I did know quite a few people at the time, and then I just stopped going in the chat rooms because it got so bad. It was just all constant badgering, show me this, show me that, and I'll go away. But you know, you did get some decent people that I did make friends with. In fact, one I still talk to, she actually lives in Australia. I still talk to her. I met her. Well, I met her through a bloke that was talking to the pair of us, if you know what I mean. We found out he was a complete and utter phony. But we finished up talking to each other. You know, like making fun of this bloke that had been trying to chat the pair of us up. So I still talk to her occasionally. She's in Australia, yeah. Oh, hello. The phone. End of. I hope that doesn't mean I'll be up and down all night, if you know what I'm following. You know, up to the small room. Up and down, up and down. Ah, yeah. I didn't get much sleep last night. I think I told you I was listening to music about 3 o'clock in the morning. Then I was up at 8 o'clock. You know, when the house is quiet and you think, I'm going to be able to stay in bed, I'm going to be able to snooze. And I wake up. And yet when the dogs are barking and, you know, I can sleep through that. And yet when I'm in on my own and it's ever so quiet, I wake up. Go figure. Yeah. Oh, some of my friends actually, I made friends with them through the job centre, would you believe? One of my lovely friends, he lives in the Congo now with his wife. I met him through, he was never a romantic. I just got friendly with him because he was such an intelligent man. And he had so many languages and that. And a job came up and I said to him, have you ever thought about being a translator? And he went, well, no, really. I said, look, there's a lot of Congolese men coming over here and they're getting into trouble and they're going into the court and that, and they need a translator. So I put him forward for the job and he got it. And about 20 years later, he's still a translator. But at the time, he didn't have the right paperwork, you know, to stay in the country and work. But because of his job as a translator, he managed to get his paperwork done, you know, to stay in the country. But he lives in the Congo now, I think. But I'm still friendly with him. Yeah. I mean, his missus, yeah. I think he's got three girls, I think he's got now. Yeah, I've got made quite a few. And it sounds stupid. They come on and sign on with me and I get chatting to them and I make friends with them. And then after I've left the job centre, then of course I still stay my friends, yeah. It's really weird. But at least I knew them, if you know what I mean, face to face. They were never romantic friends, don't get me wrong. I never had any romances with any of the people who signed on. It was just friendship. I got to know people. I got to know another lovely young lady. She was she was a brilliant singer and I got her a job at the job centre. But now she's in Dubai and she's quite a good singer. She has records and everything, well, CDs or whatever. She sings for kind of a living. Yeah, I'm still friends with her. She's married now with and her baby's about 18. Don't you feel old? Oh, blimey. But some of the others, I mean, some of the other members of staff I never wanted to stay friends with. Yeah, no. When I left, I left. Didn't stay friends with any of them when I left. Well, it's weird when they've signed on with you and they've been one of your customers that you stay friendly with them when you've met them under those kind of circumstances. It's a bit sort of weird. But they were never my boyfriends or anything like that. They were just friends. You know, quite a few of them were married or had girlfriends, you know. They weren't that kind of... I didn't like go on. I didn't use the job centre as a dating agency. Yeah. But there's quite a few people I've met that way. And I've stayed friends with, yeah. But there was one lady, well, lady in inverted commas, I wished I'd have stayed friendly with because she was really... She actually wrote a book, you know, about her transition from a man to a woman. And I really got on well with her. You know, I would have liked to have stayed friends with her, but she signed off and went, and then she wrote this book, and then I don't know what she does now. But she was really, really, really nice. I mean, she wasn't one of those, you know, like that looked like a drag queen. She just wanted to be like a middle-aged woman, you know. Yeah, maybe I could look her up. I still have her book somewhere, I think. She wrote a book about her journey, you know, the transition. She was Irish and she had to leave Ireland because she lived in a little sort of village in Ireland. And even though her wife understood, the kids, she didn't want the kids were teenagers and she didn't want them being, you know, made fun of or whatever, you know, because she was transitioning. So she came to Manchester to do the transition. She had all the surgeries and everything because she was well to do. She had a decent job, but she had to give all that up because the job was in Ireland. And I often wonder where she is now. I did buy a book, but I can't remember what it was called. And I don't even know if I've still got the book. Yeah, maybe I could Facebook or Google her. Yeah. She probably wouldn't remember me. Gosh, it was when I was at Salford. Yeah. But you know, when you really tune into somebody and get on well with them. I never saw her socially. You know, I only ever saw her. But she always used to come to me because, like, I did understand them. I'll have to look up the book. I'll try and remember what it was called. She may not even be around now because she wasn't young. Just trying to think. I'd be in my 50s. No, she probably would be just a bit older than me. Yeah, she's probably still around somewhere. No, she wasn't called Julie, no. No, she wrote a book. I think the book got lost, you know, when I moved. No, she wasn't famous at all. She just wrote a book. She wasn't like, you know, the one who used to have the gay bar in Manchester. No. I also used to know another transsexual. She used to run Transformation in Prestwich. But she's passed away. That Judy passed away as well. The one who used to own a nightclub. She one of the first ones on Canal Street. She opened up the. But they're both gone now. Both died, passed away. I cannot remember her name. I'll have to look if I've still got the book. I don't think I do though. I bought her book through Amazon, so maybe it's still there. Yeah. I used to love Canal Street. They have. No, it wasn't Bruce Jenner. I didn't sign him. Yeah. I would look her up if I could remember her name, but the book's still probably on Amazon. Yeah, it's a long time ago. She wouldn't remember me. We used to have long, long conversations, about how she missed her kids and stuff like that. The kids didn't take it well when their dad suddenly turned into another mother. But they're mature now. Maybe they're okay about it. I remember people, but I don't remember their names a lot of the time. Names elude me. I can still look at them and I can still bring their faces to mind, but I can't remember what they were called. It's like I can look around in my mind. I can look around Salford Job Centre and I can tell you who sat where, yeah. And I can see all of the faces, but I can't remember any of the names. It's weird, isn't it? But it's the same at Prestwich, the job centre there. I can still remember where people sat, but I can't remember what they were called. Yeah. Yeah, but it's hard if you can't remember the names. Yeah, I'm terrible. People put pictures up on Facebook like, this is the class of whatever. Do you remember who they were? And I know all their little faces. And I'm like, oh my God, what were they called? And I love it when people say, that's such a buddy, third row from the top, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's their name. And then I love it when people put their names. I can remember a lot of names from my secondary year, at the grammar school. I can remember a lot of their names, but from my junior school and my infant school. And I should do because they were all like Royton people, and Royton was a very small place in those days. You knew everybody who was living there. And when you think I went back to Royton and I worked in the wool shop, and a lot of the people I'd been at school with used to come in. And yet I can't remember half the names. My cousins will say to me sometimes, do you remember so-and-so? She went to school with you. And I'm like, no. I've got the reverse Alzheimer's. They always say Alzheimer's can't remember like in the future, the present, but they can remember the past. I can't remember the past, so I've got Alzheimer's in reverse, But I'm terrible with names. Really bad with names. I mean, the people across the road and they've introduced themselves to me many, many times. Our Ian and Trish say, oh, such a buddy. I'm like, who? Who? Well, they live across the road. And I'm like, oh, do they? And yet I can tell you who lived on my Mountside Crescent, where I used to live in Prestwich. I can tell you who they were. I can tell you all the names of everybody who lived on that street. Oh, no, she wasn't a colleague. No, she only was signed on, yeah. So I can't remember my colleagues' names. I can't remember any of them. They had that great impression upon me. I worked with them for 10 years, 12 years, and I can't remember their names. Yeah. I can remember their first names. I can remember one was called Don. Yeah, I can remember that. One was called John. Paul. Remember that. Annie. I can't remember their surnames. No, I've got none of my. I mean, my bridesmaid, who was my best friend at school, she moved to Anglesey. Her and her husband moved to Anglesey when they retired. And she sent me a letter with her address. And she did write me a couple of letters. And of course, she doesn't know I've moved. And I can't find her on Facebook and that because her husband was a QC. And so he put a lot of people away, if you know what I mean. And so she's not on Facebook or anything. Neither is he, obviously, because he wouldn't want to be any of his people that he put away in prison. He wouldn't want them knowing where he was, would he? So I can't find her anymore. Yeah, I found the photographs. I've still got her photos, and I've still got a letter, but that was where she used to live when she lived in Nottingham. And I know she doesn't live there anymore. Because it was so funny, she used to live on Nicker Lane. It was Nickeer, which I thought was rather funny because he was like a barrister first and then a QC. And we always say you've been nicked, don't we, you know? And he lived on Nicker Lane, which I thought was very appropriate. But they don't live there now, so they live in Anglesey somewhere. And I can't find her. So if she's written to me or sent me a Christmas card or anything, it would have gone to my other address. I mean, for a while I paid to have mail redirected, but of course not until, I don't know. She's one I would like to have stayed in touch with. She was my bridesmaid and she was my very best friend all through senior school, yeah. But we kind of lost touch when I got married and I moved to Prestwich and she moved into Nottingham, yeah. So we'd kind of lost touch a little bit. But it would be nice. It would have been nice to have met my cousin, Pam. But with the car breaking down, it never happened. So maybe we'll do a Zoom call or a WhatsApp call or something. Maybe we will do that. Yeah. So, and it's getting near the witching hour, I think, now. You misplaced your bridesmaid as well. Yeah, how can you misplace somebody like that you've been so close to? We used to go on holiday together. I used to stay at her house. She used to stay at mine. She came on holiday with me and my mum and dad, and I went on holiday with her and her mum and dad. And, we were so close for so long. And sad when you can't find them. She's probably wondering what on earth happened to me. She could have written to me and wondered why she never got a reply. Because the people who lived in my house don't know where I went. So it's not like they're going to forward anything on to me. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to try going to bed. I finished my drink. I finished everything. Yeah. So, well, click to you, Nathan, as well. If I find out that person's name, I will tell you. If I find out the person who wrote the book, I will tell you, yeah. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to try and get some sleep, although I think I might need to wash the dishes first. I don't think they're coming back in the morning, so it's fine anyway. So I'm going to say good night to everybody and thank you all for all the thumbs up. Thank you very much. And I shall see you all later in the week if you watch me on my normal YouTube. And I might have finished that sweater. I might have sewn it up and done the neckband, and I can show you. So anyway, good night, everybody, and good night, Chris. Chris has gone very quiet. He's either nodded off or gone cooking. So good night, everybody, and I will see you all very soon. Bye for now.